I don't think there's all that much to discuss on Ferling number 5. It's one of the more straightforward etudes in the book. Hi, I'm Dr. Ransom. I teach saxophone lessons. The main problem everyone seems to have with these lyrical Ferlings is the counting, the rhythm. Well, this one's not too bad, and you can figure most of it out just by listening to recordings. But if you do want to count it out, count it by eighth notes, not quarter notes. The time signature should be written as 4/8, not 2/4. It's very deceptive. You probably noticed that I sped up and slowed down a little bit. That's how I think lyrical etudes are supposed to work, not strictly mathematically by the metronome, but with some anticipation and some relaxation. Yes, I also added a ritardando in measure 24. Not only did I change that, but I also changed a couple of breath marks and some dynamics. I get the distinct impression that the editor was not paying very close attention when they marked up this etude. The dynamics in the last two lines especially just don't make any sense to me. But this brings up a very important point, something that you have to consider, especially if you're taking this etude to an all-region contest. There are basically two kinds of judges, musicians and technicians. If your judge is a musician, your artistry and interpretation will impress them if done well. If, however, your judge is a technician, any changes you make to the things I mentioned earlier, tempo, dynamics, breathing, they'll take points away from you. You'll probably have more than one judge, so you'll likely have a random mix of musicians and technicians on the judging panel. I recommend you take the middle ground and make subtle changes, and they have to be tasteful and don't just go crazy. I had one former student that did so much interpretation that the judges were looking at each other and scratching their heads. That student still did pretty well, but would have done much better without all the changes. Okay, just one more thing. Play in tune. Most of us think our intonation is better than it actually is. After you learn the etude, turn on your tuner and start at the beginning. Watch the tuner out of the corner of your eye, and when you see that needle move too far right or left, or the smiley face turns purple, stop and work on that note. You've got to get every note perfectly in tune at the beginning of the note, not halfway through, and not just by ear. Your ear adapts to the natural tendencies of your saxophone, but the tuner doesn't lie. And remember, pitch changes when you play really loud and really soft. You have to solve all this before you play for a band director that has perfect pitch, because they want people that can play in tune, not necessarily people that can play 1,000 notes per second. And you could literally learn to play perfectly in tune without even listening at all if you play this tuner game. Okay, that's all I have for today. Please let me know if you want a lesson or a bunch of lessons. I teach exclusively on Zoom. There's nothing better. My email is in the description and the first lesson is free. Just let me know. Thanks for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe.